Another movie where I don't know if it's the right title, but a pretty solid movie. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Amigos. So what's this about? Pretty simple premise. So this is an Indian movie about doppelgangers. I won't lie, I saw this trailer in movie theaters, back in February and January, and I was thinking, this is not a good trailer. I have no idea what this is about. Especially when they do the cat and mouse scene under the bed. I'm like, this looks really, really dumb. But it's actually a pretty brutal freaking movie, and I wasn't expecting it to go this hard in the paint. So let's talk about the positives of this film. I think when it goes hard in the paint, I go, oh my God, they go hard in the paint. Like, this doesn't pull punches. You know how some movies, and I've always talked about Indian movies where you're like, that character's not going to survive. That character's going to survive. They don't want to kill anyone off. Here, they took like the playbook from Sicario, like Denis Villeneuve, and said, you know what? We're going to kill people off. And we don't care who dies or when it's going to happen, but people are going to die. And I was like, that person ain't going to die. Nope, that's rebar through the throat. That person's not going to die. Nope, that's a neck slash. That person ain't getting up. This ain't no Scream 6 bullshit where it's like stab, 17 times. The person's like, I'm fucking okay. No, this ain't that in Amigos. But you can say there is some weird pacing issues and some dancing. But I'm still talking about the positive. I think the guy playing three characters does a really good job with kind of the nerdy guy, the normal guy, and the badass dude. Does a really good job. And there's some really good CGI elements to this movie where it's like, it's kind of hard to tell where they did the mapping and, placement of all these three people. Did really, really freaking good job. And like I said with this movie, I said this with another Indian movie where I'm like, the first act is okay, or the first half of the movie is okay, but the second act is blows it out of the freaking water. This is the same way. The first act, I was like, yeah, I was having a little bit of fun. Some of the humor of trying to get the girl. And of course, you know who the nefarious one is going to be. And you're like, okay, I understand that. But when they go to the second half of the movie where it goes to the gun trade, where they go into just literally massacring people, calling him a monster, it goes places where, like I said, it takes playbooks out of Sicario where, now that person's going to die. That person's going to die. I don't care who you are. If you're a friend, you are going to die. And I said, okay, I really like what they're trying to do. So like I said, it's like, what was that? It's kind of like that courtroom one, Jana Managana, if I'm saying that correctly, where it's like it's an okay movie, but when it goes to the courtroom scenes, it's like a 10 out of 10. Here's the same way when we were following the guy who's a complete monster, it's a 10 out of 10 because it goes there, and I appreciate this filmmaker and writer decided, you know what? I'm not playing safe. I'm going to show some stuff, and it's going to get pretty nitty gritty in the show. So like that. So when you talk about the negatives of the show, like I said, the first hour and 10 minutes, you know what's going to happen, but then it kind of plays a like cutesy movie, like, oh, it's a chick flick type of movie, and I'm okay with it, but it did drag on for a little bit, and I was like, okay, I understand the plot, I understand what we're going for, I understand what each character is going to play, but can we move it on a little bit quicker? But when it happens, when that's done, it's really good. And then at the second half of the movie, there's a dance sequence when the guy's looking at the girl's butt, it goes to a dance sequence. Does not need to be there. That took me out of the movie 110%. I'm thinking, oh, we're in this thriller, we're going hardcore, we're going in the paint. And now this 5-minute dance sequence was literally, I want to say 20 minutes between the intermissions. So it was like intermission, tension, 5-minute dance scene. And that 5 minutes dance scene, yeah, it might have looked gorgeous, but it literally did not need to be in this movie whatsoever freaking ever. So overall, Amigos, I understand the title that they're friends, but I think Doppelgänger might be a better title of this movie because seriously, this doppelganger premise was pretty unique and different. And I haven't seen it in any movies whatsoever. Like, this is a movie, even though I heard it didn't do that good in India, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a really, really good premise where I think if this director and writer tighten up the script a little bit, like it's almost like a face-off, but in the newer realm of three different people being the same. Because this could be a really, really good universe, if you put it that way, that it could come out. Because I know there's something where in the fourth one. But then at the very end, and then the character, because I'll just put it this way, this character is all about putting his face out there. So if he never took a picture, how is he on the website? Such a huge flaw in the story we have to go, that's a huge, huge plot hole. Like a very, very huge plot hole of how they find this person when he refuses to take pictures. So I understand that premise, that it's a huge plot hole. But if you forget that, which, at the end of the movie, I was like, ooh, how do I forget this? It's still a solid movie. Overall, I think it's worth it. Is it a fantastic movie? No. But it's a solid outing. If you forget the plot holes, the first half of the movie is kind of slow, and that dance sequence, which really took me out of it. So when you look at that, it's about So Amigos will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futons, equals at 60%. Let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. Awesome. Critics, there's 2 of them. One negative and one positive. The positive is 60%. Audience score is 60% with fewer than 50. No critic consensus. I won't lie, I was going between a 60 and a 70. So like I said, when it goes there, it goes there. But it does take a little bit too long to get there, and that dance sequence and that huge plot hole about pictures really takes me out of the game. So anyway, 50 or 60. Chase Talk with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope everything's Futon. Hope you Futon. Think about a great day. Gross. I don't care watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. And yeah, I won't lie. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this is going to be hot garbage. I saw the movie. Way better than the trailer.